You think it's a commercial about food? Puffed red wheat. Nope! I just happen to be munching on some. It's like dog food, but it's yummy. What am I doing? No, wait a minute. Dutch Urban Miner. Good morning, YouTubers! I get a kick out of that. I'm putting on my maiden Toiki, speaking about food, emergency brake cable. I'm putting it together, and I'm comparing it to the GM cable that I'm removing that seemed to have been seized, which now that I investigate further, it's not seized. But I'm going to change it anyways, because I've already got the new one. And if I try operate the old cable, it works. But let me tell you, I sat on that pedal and it wouldn't budge, so it may have in and out action now, but like she said to the sailor, it wasn't working back then. Now it seems to work. Look at that. Hey, wait a second. It's not working. My finger's sliding on the nylon plastic. It's hard to operate, let me tell you. Now if I take out the brand new one from Toiki, see? Slides. So what I've been doing while you were sleeping was I was putting on the various little sleeves. This one goes into a clip right above the pinion gear on the differential. So I put it in the approximate spot, and I put a little bit of black tape so it wouldn't slide away. And I got fluid film on it. And this one bolts to the right rear shock absorber mount. So I put some black tape on this little gizmo here. The GM one is crimped solidly. The Turkey one slides around. Got the barbs on the end, got the spring. The Turkey one has an extra part. It has a little washer, so the spring shouldn't fly off the end of the crimp. And the GM crimp is a bigger piece of lead. That's why it has a washer. I wonder how the spring tension compares. This is what returns your emergency brake when you release. Oh, huge amount of difference. Springy, springy, doing, 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 doing. This one, doink, doink. Wow. I would say it's double the pressure to compress. You can see it in the wire width. Wow. Chafed. Now, back to the T-Rock. Good morning, YouTubers.
See some fireworks, but it'll probably be the lesser candidate.
Yeah, Mitt Romney, Newt Gingrich.
Candidate. And May 4th, Romney to kind of
I think Americans want a president with baggage. Let me tell you, Newt Gingrich has lots of baggage. They said if every piece of baggage had a $15 charge, he couldn't afford the airfare to Iowa. He was doing the impeachment of Bush, and he was having an affair with his second wife, third wife. So I think he gave his first wife the divorce papers when she was on her cancer deathbed, was it? Or did she die? Is she alive? The second wife was a nutcase. Sounds familiar. See the grooves? Getting back to business here, getting off politics. See those grooves that the brake shoes have worn in the backing plate? If you don't file those smooth with a grinder, which I'm going to do in a minute, but I'm not going to show it to you, every time you apply the brakes and they release, they'll go click, click, clunk, clunk. Especially when you back up, because the brakes turn backwards, obviously, when you back up. Smooth. Smooth. Small ridge. The right side forward shoe leading has a good groove. Get in the groove. I'm going to get the groove out of here. I'm going to put my dust mask on that asbestos can go right through. And I'm going to grind those smooth. And start putting the brakes back together because the rain has stopped. It was raining. You like those tires? I've got them for free. Off that black Suburban I bought in California, San Diego, Oceanside, California. Alright, I got a big empty space here, and I was talking to a guy about snowblowers. He rebuilds all steel John Deeres. He told me that I should straighten out this snow auger because it beats up the transmission. That one too. Like that bolt. Busted off. Looked at a snowblower for sale. It had grease fittings. I think it was one that I bought, Noma. I gave it back. It was junk. Beat to crap. And it had grease fittings, and the grease fittings were rusted. And this one, this is bent too. Wow, I've been hitting too many logs. I did it a couple. During the ice storm, 1998. I've had this snowblower 15 years. Used to start first pull the whip, but not anymore. Now it's trouble starting it. How's the oil? Changed it twice in 15 years. Used to use it a lot. Don't use it much anymore. Check the mud. I was once going to put a 350 engine in my 67 Pontiac out of a 69 Pontiac. And had 88,000 miles. This is back when the car was probably 11 years old. And Spike Punk came to look at it. He says, "You're going to put that motor in? The oil looks like coal tar." I hadn't even thought about it. Up! Oh yeah, sure. No. Doesn't start like you used to. Oh yeah. Junk. Well, take off my glasses because they're getting all frogged up from my dust mask. And what I've done to my 3/16 in thick backing plates is I've ground down to get a nice smooth surface, not to have those grooves. See the groove on the brake shoe? A little curl. I'll show you the curl in the brake shoe in a minute. There, I put some nice safety C's, anti-C's on that. Take off my dust mask. Oh. No, the rain stopped too. Dust mask. I'll put it on top of another pile of junk. And my brother is going to New Orleans. And he asked me for an Easy Pass. So got one right there. Don't want to forget to give him his Easy Pass. Brake shoes. See the little curl? Pencil. Oop, no pencil. That wears on the backing plate every time you apply the brakes. Back and forth, and it wears a groove. If you bought a low mileage truck from Cereal Marshmallows in San Diego, one owner car guy, you wouldn't have that problem because it'd be low miles. But if you buy one from Corvair Wild, it'll have 239,000 miles. So there's the old shoes. They were only half worn, but they had some heat checking from that emergency brake cable maybe seizing on. So I've got the self-adjuster all lubed up. I took it apart, cleaned it on the wire brush, and filled it with synthetic grease. I've got it in the correct orientation, spring where it belonged. I've got that little retainer for the spring that holds the brakes in place against the backing plate. And after I put some anti-seize goopy on, I will put the emergency brake cable back into place. And then I have to work on the Blazer snowplow. Those bolts are loose. You got a crack in there. Junk. This is a cheap blade. It won't break here. See, it won't break. Look at that. Already busted. Yeah, this plow will need some welding. But I bought it cheap. Like I said, 50, 75 bucks for the whole thing. So yeah, it's falling apart. Might even put some bigger bolts in than the ones that come with half-inch aren't big enough. I may put some 5/8 upsize. I'm going to put this all back together now. And while you're waiting, you can read my custom features for your 1963 Chevrolet, Chevy 2, or Corvair.
Greedy and selfish. We have to overcome these aspects to survive.
Star Corvair, 2465 Chico Avenue, South El Monte, California. Imagineering in high-performance Corvair components, street, off-road. Shush! I'm trying to make a video. Brian Lehrer. Star Corvair products, fall 1979. 4-carb setups, carburetor problems, quick release clutch pressure plate, 4-spider heavy-duty carrier. Oh, cool. Corvair to Volkswagen adapters, Corvair valves, valve guides, tough-threaded crankshafts, 4-wheel drive plow Corvair, pistons, rings. Personal checks accepted, however, it will have to delay shipment 30 days or more. Wow, 50% must accompany all COD orders. Enclosing my personal check. I wonder who this was. Star Corvair. Sunset Chevrolet, 1300 North H Street, Lompoc, California. I bought this at the
but on a deeper level, as I say, it's
Vanbelt toss.
we're currently doing with a very positive word.
Oh, here's the communique.
I want my flowers to
From
grow and my grandbabies to grow. So
We can grow
the Denver
the
show.
economy without these
I was there. I don't think there's a picture of me.
yes, because what we're doing
Pitch
now, just
Sprint,
consider this, Brian, that estimates of
1964.
scientists are that we are wasting
I bought it almost brand new. I know who it is. I got it in my videos.
In the United States.
Denver.
And that as far as food, we've already
I was there.
about that waste.
But I don't think there's a picture of me.
The waste built in. So
Too
how do we
bad.
create economies that are not,
I got a good video of that.
you know, that
Ultravan.
are actually providing the
That had a Ford 302, this Corvair.
real needs that we
Yep,
have.
there's the four-door
aligned,
Corvair.
So aligned with the
Alrighty.
natural.
I got work to do. Getting distracted. Put her back together. Anti-C's.